Hi. Okay, so this particular short film is actually more of a documentary, and it's very, very short. Not even 2 minutes. It's in 1900, and it shows. And actually, the funny thing about it is that even today, we are very curious, not so much curious, I can't think of the word for it, but we still do this. It's not new, and it's still a very popular thing to do. So the film runs for less than 2 minutes, and probably about 1:30, and it shows the world's tallest man at the time with the world's shortest man at the time. I tried to find the name of the shortest gentleman, and I couldn't. However, the gentleman's name for the tall gentleman, his name was Jack Earle. Now, the problem, when you watch, it will say how tall they are. They say that Jack is 6'6". You're gonna look at him and be like, "There's no way." I'm like, and I'm watching and I'm thinking, I think that there were people that were 6 foot back then. So, I mean, he was 7 foot 6.5 inches. Okay, so this wasn't filmed in 1900, but it was in the 1900s, because he was born in 1906. So, and he was from Texas, and he was a silent film actor and sideshow performer, and because actually I was trying to find if the tall gentleman was Ralph Madsen. One of my stories that I wrote, I used sideshow people. I used actual people. It was a historical fiction, and I used actual people. And I used Ralph Madsen. He is 7'6", but it wasn't him. And he was born in 1897. And with Ralph, one of the famous pictures, and a lot of colorizers use that picture because it's a great picture. I mean, to be honest, it's kind of like colorizing a picture of Abraham Lincoln. There's a picture of Ralph in front of a Capitol building with, I think, either the mayor, yeah, it has to be the mayor, and they're shaking hands, and the mayor's looking up, I mean, they're both smiling and everything, and he's in his cowboy garb. It's a great picture. I mean, you see this guy, he's a skinny dude. I mean, he was a skinny son of a gun. So I love the picture, and the thing about me is when I colorize, I try not to colorize pictures that are popular with other colorizers. There are a few that I have, not knowing, but this particular one, it's just a wonderful photo. So I was like, darn. Others have beat me to it. But anyway, so that's Ralph. If you ever get a chance to find that picture, it'll put a smile on your face. At least I hope it does. But, I think he's also... No, I think I saw that Ralph was from Nebraska. Yeah, he was from Nebraska. But Jack, who's in the short film, is from Texas. And like I said, I tried to find out who was the shorter gentleman, and it says he's 2 feet 2 inches, but I don't think that that's right, because they got Jack's height wrong. So I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna believe that. If I ever find out, or if you know, if you've seen this and you know, please by all means say so, because I would love to know as well. Jack worked with Barnum and Bailey. There are several pictures of him with the little people that worked. With the circus, like, there's one, and there's like a newspaper clipping that says, and it shows the photo. I know I'm getting ahead of myself. And, but it shows Jack and a little person, and they're playing cards. And then the newspaper clipping is saying that he's getting his butt kicked by a little person. But I think from the look of all these pictures, that was just his humor as well. But there are quite a few pictures of him with sideshow acts. There's one of a young lady on her unicycle next to him and everything. So it sounds like he did quite well. But when I looked it up, he retired from... it just wasn't fun anymore, so he retired. He wrote a book. I don't remember what the title of it was. And then somebody wrote a book about him, or a story about him, called My Friend Jack the Gentle Giant. So there is that about him. Again, I wish I knew who the smaller individual was so I could tell you more. But the short film as a whole is a lot of fun to watch. The interaction between the two. So I'm wondering if they knew each other. Because, a lot of times you watch these. I've seen several where it's the tall and short, the world's tallest and the world's shortest meet each other. And they just stand next to each other. And then they sit next to each other and they laugh and they answer questions or something. This one was a lot different. There was a lot of interaction, and it was... so I'm wondering if they actually did know each other. So, yeah, if you have any clue who that individual is and you have any information, by all means, post. I would love to know, because I couldn't find it myself. I did look for it, and it is kind of... because on the video itself, I mean, it wasn't like the uploader put the wrong information. It was part of the old information from back then. So they got the information wrong way back when. They said that his height was... So I don't know why the media got it wrong, but they did. When they released this. So I'm wondering if this is like a newsreel or something, some kind of something or other. Not too long ago, I had to explain what a newsreel was to someone. I'm like, oh no. Newsreels haven't been around in my lifetime. Let's just get that out of the way. But in the movie Rocketeer, and I'm sure there's dozens of other movies where it shows, before the movie started, there were the newsreels where it, because this was before television. And so you would get your news from the newspaper or the radio, but to give you a visual of the news, that's how they did it. You would go to the movie theater and you would see a visual of all of the goings of the news. So, and it was like a 5-minute, maybe even, it was, because there weren't previews. They didn't have half an hour of previews. They would give you like a 5-minute spiel of news, and that was it. And in my mother's lifetime, there used to be cartoons. I think also in my grandmother's lifetime, I think there was the newsreel, and then there were like a couple cartoons, and then the movie. They don't do that anymore. Of course, when I went and saw, what movie was that? The second National Treasure, they had a cartoon. They had a goofy cartoon. My dad and I were watching that. We're like, oh my goodness, are they going to start doing this again? No, hasn't happened since. Not to any movie I've been to, anyway. But anyhow, so this particular one is more like a documentary. Like I said, it's the tallest man, who it turned out to be Jack Earle. If any of you find out who the shortest gentleman is, please post. I would love to know, because I tried to find it, and if I ever find out who it is, I will of course post. I have no problem with anybody giving that information, because I really want to know. Because I looked and tried to find, and all I could find was Jack. But when you watch the video and you see their interaction, like I said, there's a lot of these. I've also seen... There's a picture that I actually have, and it's the world's fattest man, world's skinniest man, world's tallest man, and world's shortest man, and they're all playing cards. It's just a photo. It's not like a video or anything, so you have something like that, but you're like, okay, so they played a game of cards, and then it was done. There wasn't anything else. I mean, it wasn't like a big deal. So, because I tried to find more information on that, there wasn't anything. And, so, but, like I said, I've seen a lot of these. They stand next to each other, and then they sit down, answer a few questions, and they're on their way. This one, there was a lot of interaction between the two, so I think they knew each other. And I have a feeling that maybe the short person was part of the side shows as well. So I could be wrong, but with the interaction that was going on, it looked like Jack knew this person and the person knew Jack. There was like that relationship there. So, prove me wrong. I have no problem being proven wrong. We know that about me. I have absolutely no problem with that. So anyway, it's a 1900s short film. Not even 2 minutes. I mean, it's like a minute and a half, showing the world's tallest man. I mean, I would say in the Edwardian era, it would have to be. I'm probably wrong on that. So I would say it is hard to figure when it was. Probably before Titanic. Let's just put it there. So before Edwardian. Well, no, it would have, because he was born in 1906. Let me see something. I gotta check something here. Yeah, I'm gonna guess that it's about Edwardian era. Probably about mid-Edwardian, so I could be wrong. But anyway, it's, when you look at the title, it's 1900s short silent film showing world's tallest man and the world's shortest man. I'll actually put the link in there to make it a lot easier. Because this is more this is a documentary kind of a thing. It's not like the other short films that I've shown. This is a different kind of a deal. But anyway, once again, if you know anything about the short gentleman, by all means. Because I would love to know who that is. So please do not hesitate to say what you know. I would love to know. Because all I was finding was Jack. But anyway, yeah, so this is more of a documentary kind of film. It's different from the other films that I've shown. So I will, of course, put a link so that it's easier to find.